Hey there, and welcome. Ever find yourself using an app and just thinking, this feels so easy, so right? Well, today we're going to decode the language of digital design. We're going to break down 20 key terms that explain the magic happening behind the screens you use every single day.
So let's just start with a really simple question. Think about your absolute favorite app on your phone. Got it? Okay, now, why do you love it? Is it just that it looks good, or is it super simple to use? I'll bet you the answer almost always comes down to two little letters, UI and UX.
Yeah, that feeling you have about your favorite app, it all starts right here, with these two fundamental ideas, user interface and user experience. And getting this distinction right is everything. It's the key to understanding all the other stuff in design.
Think of it like this. Let's imagine a houseplant app. The user experience, or UX, is that overall feeling you get. It's that sense of satisfaction when you easily, logically set a watering reminder for your ficus. The user interface, or UI, on the other hand, that's the specific, maybe it's a beautiful green button, that you actually tapped to set that reminder. So UX is the whole successful journey of saving your plant, and the UI, that's the road signs and the steering wheel that got you there.
Okay, so this leads us right into a huge piece of good UX, usability. What does that mean in simple terms? It's really just a measure of how easy something is to use. When something has high usability, it just works. No frustration, no wasted time. You get in, you achieve your goal, and you get out. Simple as that.
All right, next up is a really important one, accessibility, which you'll sometimes see shortened to A11Y. This is all about making sure that everyone can use your product. We're talking about designing for people with visual, auditory, or motor impairments. And look, this isn't just about doing the right thing, which it is, of course. It's also just smart design. It means our little plant app is open to every single plant lover out there. Okay, so you've got all these great features in your app. How do you organize them so people aren't just lost? That's where information architecture, or IA, comes in. When it's done well, it means you can find the pest control section exactly where you'd expect to find it. It's like the invisible blueprint for clarity in an app. This quote just nails it. Think about it. You don't just wander around a supermarket hoping to find milk, right? Of course not. You look for the dairy sign. Good information architecture gives you those same clear, obvious signs so you never feel lost or confused. So, we've got these basic ideas down, but where do you even start applying them? Well, you can't design anything great in a vacuum. The first and honestly the most critical step is to really get to know the people you're building this for. And one of the best ways to do that is by creating what's called a user persona. So for our plant app, we might invent Pam, the busy professional. We define her goals. She wants to keep her ferns alive, and her frustrations. She's super forgetful because she's always short on time. See? All of a sudden, we're not just designing for some random user, we're solving a real problem for Pam.
And once we have Pam, we can map out her entire experience in what's called a user journey map. This means we'd visualize every single step she takes, from the moment she sees her droopy fern to opening our app to finally setting that reminder. By doing this, we can literally see where she gets stuck or frustrated, and that's where we can swoop in and make things way, way better for her.
But how do we really know what works best for Pam? Do we just guess? No way. We test it. With something like A/B testing, we could show half our users a button that says Get Reminder and show the other half one that says Set Schedule. Whichever version gets more people like Pam to actually set the reminder wins. It's all about letting the data tell you what works, instead of just going with a gut feeling.
Okay, so research is done. We know Pam, we know what she needs. Now it's time for the fun part, actually starting to build this thing. We're moving from all these ideas into a real, tangible blueprint.
I love this because you can actually see the design evolve, right? It starts with a wireframe, which is like a super basic sketch, really just boxes and lines. Then it gets more detailed with a mockup, which looks real but doesn't work. And finally, you get a prototype, which you can actually click through and interact with. It looks and feels just like the final app. Now, to build all of this without going crazy, teams use something called a design system. Seriously, the best way to think about it is like a master Lego kit. It has all the pre-approved buttons, icons, colors, and fonts. This means every part of our plant app will look and feel consistent, and it lets the team build new pages super fast.
All right, we've got our blueprint, we've got our Legos. Now for the final, and maybe most important step, the polish. This is where we add the magic. The stuff that takes an app from just being fine
to being something you actually love using. And a huge part of that magic is hierarchy. Basically, it's about arranging things on the screen to guide your eye so you instantly know what's most important. For our plant app, that means making a Water Now alert big and red. You can't miss it. That's good hierarchy at work.
And speaking of arranging things, what about all the empty space? Well, that's called white space, and it is so important. It's not wasted space at all. It's an active design tool. It reduces clutter, helps you focus, and just makes everything feel calmer and easier to digest. It's what gives the design room to breathe. Okay, so on pretty much any screen you look at, there's one main thing the designer wants you to do. That is the call to action, or CTA for short. You see them a million times a day. Buy now, sign up free, or in our app, that big, obvious set watering reminder button. The CTA is the main event on the screen. And finally, one of my favorites, micro-interactions. These are those tiny little details that just make you smile. You know, the little heart animation when you like a photo, or maybe a satisfying ding sound when you check off a task in our plant app. They're not just for show. They give you feedback and make the whole app feel, I don't know, more alive, more human.
And there you have it. That's the whole journey, from getting to know our user, to building the blueprint, to polishing that final design. And now you've got this whole new vocabulary, this new lens to see the incredible amount of thought that goes into every single app you use.
So yeah, that's 20 new terms for your vocabulary. We've gone from the big ideas like UI and UX, to the research with personas and A/B testing, all the way to the little details like hierarchy and micro-interactions. The point is, you are now totally equipped to see all the invisible work that goes into making the apps you use every single day.
So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Go on, grab your phone right now. Open your favorite app, or even your least favorite app, and look at it through this new lens. Ask yourself, which app here has the best user experience? But now, can you explain exactly why?